Snowflake, what does the scouter say about the bullshit level? It's over 9,000! What? 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
Yes, it's right. Now, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, let me explain. As you may or may not have seen on the internet, the webmaster of Pokébeach has gotten himself in serious hot water. Now, what kind of heinous crime could that guy have committed that would be worthy of such a penalty? Well, he took 2 pictures of advertisements for black and white during an airing of movie 13 in theaters. And, well, I am absolutely speechless. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to defend the guy or anything. What he did was illegal. But the rest of the story sent my super holy shit meter completely haywire. First is what kind of penalty the guy could have. I've read that he could be deported out of Japan because the thing is that he actually went to Japan with his own money. He paid all the expenses so that he could go to Japan to follow the release of Black and White. That's some hardcore dedication right there. So he could be kicked out of Japan, and that's not all, because he could also get slapped with a fine of 1,000,000 yen, which is about $11,000. $11,000 for 2 pictures? Just that, just $11,000. That seems to be going way overboard. And get this, 10 years of jail! I am not making this up. Apparently this is what Japanese law allows for someone who takes pictures during a movie. Getting kicked out of the country if it's a stranger. We're talking about $11,000 in fine and 10 years of jail. For 2 pictures during a movie! Rapists and pedophiles get less than this. Heck, going at 150 kilometers per hour on the highway is a lot more of a crime than taking 2 pictures during a movie. And just to give you an example of how crazy that kind of sentence sounds, here in Quebec a few months ago, there was a Muslim woman who killed her daughter because she was sleeping around. No joke, that actually happened. But that woman was definitely one of, you know, those nut jobs who believe that, well, I don't exactly know what they believe since I'm not an expert on Islam, but still, it's that kind of really crazy people, and I'm not even sure that woman is gonna get 10 years in the big house, especially with the good old religion argument that seems to work so well in court these days. So, yeah, I don't believe any of that crap should happen. A slap on the wrist? Fine. A minor fine? Okay. But not 11,000 and not a millisecond in jail, okay? That's ideally what should happen, because it's illegal, but it's nothing that makes the guy a danger to society. Oh my god, he took 2 pictures during a movie! He's going to kill us all! But believe it or not, we still haven't reached the bottom of the bullshit barrel on that one, because as it turns out, the people on the 2CH forums, whatever you want to pronounce it as, I'm going to say 2CH because, seriously, that's too weird a name to try to pronounce it any other way, but those people really, really want to see the webmaster get punished. And I honestly don't understand why. And let me explain. Those people on that forums are the ones that leak every piece of news that comes our way. Those Coral leaks? Oh, so we arrive in Evergrande, but as I said, there's a waterfall blocking our way, so we can't go any further. So all that's left to do on this route is to check out the underwater areas, and then after that, I'll go back to Pacific Log instead of Moss Deep, because going from Moss Deep all the way to Route 129 is starting to get to be a rather long way. So I'm going to go to Pacific Log right away and go the other way. I'm going to do 131, 130, 129, and I will end up back up at Route 128 in the end, instead of doing 129, 130, 131, and going farther and farther away from civilization every time I want to heal my team. So, as I was saying, all those Coral leaks, they come from 2CH, and Cerebi gets the news from them. Cerebi doesn't read the magazines. Oh, man! Am I stupid or what? I think I saw a boulder down there that I didn't even see before. Okay, so we got a pearl from this, but don't worry, there's a lot more underwater to visit than just that. So, yeah, 2CH seems to have an actual monopoly on leaking stuff from new Pokemon games. So, here's my question. Why are they allowed to leak stuff, but not Pokébeach? Why is the Pokébeach webmaster the one? Oh, and this is the entrance to the seafloor cavern, by the way, but as I said several times, we're not going there just yet. So yeah, why should the webmaster of Pokébeach get a fine and jail, while those guys at the 2CH forums get absolutely nothing? Is there a sense of entitlement that they have that we are allowed to leak stuff because we can, but this guy can't? As I said, that's complete and utter bullshit. And I hope that the guy gets nothing just to rub it in those guys' faces. And I think I already got that what was in that boulder, because we're on Route 127 now, and I already did Route 127 underwater. So, as I said, now it's time to fly to Pacific Log and do the last few routes before the big current party in reverse order. And naturally, since my Gardevoir is a bit low on PP, I'm going to heal it, and I'm also going to grab Blaziken back into my party, deposit Tentacool, because I'm not going to need Cut or Dive until I'm done with those sea routes. And after that, of course, I'm going to need to pick Tentacool back up for the seafloor cavern, but that's quite a ways away. So yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover regarding this whole fiasco, but obviously we're going to get more news as they come, and if the webmaster gets any major punishment, you will hear me complain about it once more when that happens. Okay, moving on to someone else. As I promised, I would talk about that Lotad and C-Dot thing from Pseudopolis. If you remember the posters in the back of the room, they said that the biggest Lotads and C-Dots ever reported measured 19.6 inches. So for fun, I checked in the Pokédex which one of the two was bigger, and they both have the same height. 1'8" each. That's 20 inches. So the height listed in the Pokédex is higher than the height of the biggest reported specimens. I thought that the Pokédex would have some sort of an average, which would make either the Pokédex heights like a foot, or the ones on the posters, like, for example, 2 feet. But for the Pokédex to list a height that's higher than the world record, nah, I think we all know what it's called. Nintendo Logic. And anyway, I was looking at the TV schedule last weekend, and at one point I think it listed the James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever. And that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. Is that title the reason why the God of Time in Pokemon has a diamond on its body, and why its version is called the Diamond version? Diamonds Are Forever, a James Bond novel / movie. I know that's a rather shaky comparison, but I wonder if maybe there's a reason behind that. Is there really a link between diamonds and time other than the title of a James Bond movie? And for that matter, is there a link between pearls and space? But still, maybe I'm just imagining things and the whole James Bond thing is just a coincidence, but it's still a pretty freaking awesome coincidence nonetheless. And we got another trainer using a love disc here, which reminds me, if you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely check out Smogon's love disc page, because it does a damn good job at mocking love disc and highlighting how absolutely horrendous it is in a competitive setting. So that's gonna be enough for today, and honestly I didn't expect to do another part today, but that whole Pokébeach thing was a pretty good reason for doing one, since it's really fresh news. So bye, see ya!